Go for it.
Friggin' what up, dude? Strider Wilson, I'm the host of this podcast that's mine, going to be called History is Dank. History is Dank with Strider Wilson. Dankness from the ground.
Friggin' what up, dude? Fired up to be back in the studio, dude. Just freaking got my headphones on, dialed in, dude. Feel like a freaking, fighter pilot up here, dude. Just piloting a freaking F-22 Raptor, dude. Dude, you don't name a jet after like a pigeon, dude. It's always got to be some sort of bird of prey, dude. You know what I mean? A raptor or a vulture, dude. Something sick. Actually, vultures aren't that sick. They just kind of murk on already dead stuff.
Yeah.
Which distinguishes a raptor from a vulture. Yeah, maybe a vulture wouldn't be that tight.
Yeah. I believe the Raptor was a huge failure as a jet.
Really? Oh, that's like the one they over-invested in, right? It cost what, $50 million or maybe more?
Yeah.
It cost $1 billion?
$50 billion, I think.
One jet cost $50 billion?
No, not one jet, but like
the program.
The program, yeah. It's just...
I mean, dude, for my money, give me an F-14 Tomcat, give me Tom Cruise, even Goose in the back, who I kind of have the same build as Goose. When you go see...
Yep.
You go see these movies, you're hanging out with your boys afterwards, everyone's like, dude, you're Viper, you're Iceman, because you're kind of a small dude, you're Maverick, everyone wants to claim that, and then it's like, everyone was like, dude, sorry, Strider, you're a Goose. And like, you just have the build, if a mustache, like, sorry, you die, dude. Just who I was, dude. Anyway, fired up. Aaron on the sticks, what up, Aaron?
What up?
What would you want to be your wing name, dude? Like your code wing name?
I've been liking Ace lately.
Ace is just a great name.
Yeah.
Mine could be like Hot Dog. I feel Hot Dog's a pretty good one.
That is
right. Maybe Hot Dog or like Halo always had good ones when you played in like the old Halo games. Like you could be like names like Ham Bone or Tooth, Goat.
I just like helmet art, I think.
I totally agree.
I really do.
Get some lightning bolts on there, a little skull and crossbones. Something sick.
We don't wear helmets in softball, but like if we did, how sweet would it be to have like Mavericks paint scheme on it?
It'd be dope as hell.
Yeah.
It'd be sick if you played softball in a jumpsuit too. You could slide.
It'd be a little warm.
It'd be warm, and you honestly might not get the best extension. Like there's a reason in the volleyball scene in Top Gun that they're not wearing their jumpsuits.
Oh, they are playing in jeans.
That is
Mav
true.
is at least. Yeah.
Mavs and jeans. His dode would be so freaking just sweaty and just.
That's why you need to take a shower.
Yeah, dude. Then he's riding a motorcycle around. You just got to imagine Maverick definitely had hemorrhoids. There's no question he was rocking a healthy set of hemorrhoids down there, dude. Speaking of which, maybe I'm on my way. I had my in my personal history, Aaron, it was my B-day this past Saturday, dude.
Happy birthday.
Thank you, dude. Went out and played a little scramble with the bros, dude. Got out there, dude. Scramble's a great way to hit the links because if you have a bad shot, you immediately you forget about it. It doesn't matter. And it's very team-oriented. Everyone's cheering for other in the foursome, dude. You're crushing frickin' BL Smooths, dude. Tall boys, just having a good time on the course, I don't even blaze, but I did a comedy show, did Chad and JT show, and they handed out free joints, so I snagged 2 joints and showed up and just gave those to 2 bros in the foursome, and they were immediately stoked on that, dude. Happy to give my bros a little bit some tasty nugs. And just had a great time, dude. And then, freaking crushed a dank sush dinner with my dank-ass fiance, dude. I love to get a dank sush on my B-day, dude. So, just fired up, dude. Fired up. Did you get after anything this weekend, dude? What up?
Did I? Nah. Played softball, lost. Lost hard.
Some guys didn't show up.
No, this is my co-ed team.
Okay.
No, we did have some people missing, which sucked, but we just played this team that's just a juggernaut. I mean, there's nothing you can do.
Yeah, there's some teams like that, dude. I played flag football in college, and there was a team that it's like me and my buddies, 8 of us. Like we just put together basically a starting lineup playing Ironman football, which I guess you can't really say because it's flag, but basically that means playing offense and defense.
Yeah.
There was this team we played against that literally had 40 people. All of them were fresh wheels, ready to go. It was incredible, dude. I think I sprained my wrist catching the ball at one point. Very soft. I'm very, very soft. I'm Goose. Just who I am.
They had a guy who I threw him a pitch that was way inside. I was like, that's a ball. He pulled his hands in to where the bat was like touching his chest and still jacked it over the fence.
What?
Yeah. Which is at least 280, maybe 300 where he hit it.
That's godlike. I would like to shake this man's hand. I'd like to go up and pull a Harry Stamper. Not a Harry Stamper, but who's that character actor that's like in everything when he meets Liv Tyler at the end of the movie and he goes, permission to shake the hand of the daughter of the bravest man I've ever met.
I believe that was Will Patton.
Yes, dude. That actor, dude, he shows up and he's in the Dark Knight. He's managing the bank when they're pulling off that sick-ass heist in clown
Oh,
mask.
no, sorry. That's Bill Fichtner.
Bill Fichtner?
Yeah, William Fichtner. He's in Dark Knight, yeah.
Yeah, Fichtner. He shows up in a lot of stuff.
Will Patton's in
oh, he's the
Gone
guy.
in 60 Seconds as well.
Yes, and he's Coach Yost in Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's Chuck. Yeah. He's the one who trying to get his ex-wife back in that movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Will Patton. I like that guy.
Yeah.
Man, what are you doing with a gun in space? All-time line to Steve Buscemi, dude. I mean, dude, it's kind of funny that we're talking about this dank-ass movie, Armageddon, that we both love, because we're going to talk about my freaking dank chiller, J.D. Lapinsky, dude. He freaking did some research today, and new type of episode that we're going to be doing today. It's about a film that we've all seen. I've probably seen, I would say, upwards of, in my life, probably 40 minutes. Oh, what am I saying? 40 minutes. 40 times. 40 times. But whenever it's on,
That wouldn't be nearly this whole movie.
Yeah, exactly. No, that would be literally like maybe half of the first act. Like that's just exposition, dude. That's when they give you like the historical context in the beginning, which we'll get into because we're gonna do the historical accuracy of one of my favorite movies of all time, Braveheart, dude. So dank, dude. But before we get into that, dude, we want to give a special shout out to Haver. This episode is brought to you by Haver, dude. Haver Supply Co. Very, very dank lids and t-shirts, dude. I'm rocking one right now, dude. Freaking small batch stuff, dude. It's nice, quality material, soft stuff, dude. Honestly, dude, I'm telling my freaking dank-ass fiance, I'm like, I had this talk with her, and I go, dude, why does the dog get to walk around the house naked, dude? I want to walk around the house naked. My fiance's like, fine, try it. I did. I couldn't do it. Couldn't take my lid off, dude. So I was just naked from the waist down, just posting up for about 10 minutes. Then I got too cold. So just can't not wear this shirt, dude. Fired up to wear it, dude. Freaking vintage throwback apparel, dude. It's outdoor living inspired, dude. I'm loving it, dude. I'll go elming with my fiance and this stuff. Hit the farmer's market in it, dude. And honestly, dude, if I kicked butt at camping, if I didn't need my creature comforts, you know I'd be posting up in my freaking Haver Supply Co. tee, dude. And so listeners get a special deal, dude. They get 20% off your order with the code DANK at checkout. Go to haversupply.com and enter code DANK at checkout for 20% off. That's haversupply.com, code DANK for 20% off at checkout. Treat yourself, dude. All right, dude. Aaron, we briefly talked about this before we started recording because I was like, oh, dude, you're going to be fired up to talk about this movie. I was asking you, how many times have you seen it? How many times have you seen Braveheart, Aaron?
I've not seen it. And I will go on record that I'm a Mel Gibson fan.
You like his off-screen point of view.
I will not defend anything he has said. I will just say he was a massive alcoholic and he no longer is.
No,
I think that's why people are working with him again.
Yeah, we like second chances.
But, you know, again, what he said was heinous. Except for Sugar Tits. I named my phone that, and it's been that for years.
It's pretty amazing, dude. And he's on a rant, too, and he goes, you got those Vegas tits? It's like, just an appraisal. Dude, it's just an insane, what an insane
He's
rant.
hammered. I mean, like,
yeah, totally.
Who hasn't said something
Totally.
completely off color when they're hammered?
True.
But yeah, this movie, I think it came out in 95. I was like 13. And it was 3+ hours long, and I just never got around to it. I've seen all the references and I've seen parts of it, but yeah, never seen the whole thing.
I mean, dude, it's just, I will watch this movie if it's on TNT, AMC, whatever, dad channel that it's on. I will post up and watch it with commercials. And with commercials, you're watching Braveheart on TV, you're looking at 6-hour commitment. Middle of the day, don't care. If it's 70 degrees out, should be outside exercising, do not care.
Yeah,
I'll watch
do that
it.
with like The Godfather or something,
You just have to. Braveheart is in that realm for me. And honestly, if you catch it like after I was actually talking to JT's bro Chris about this today. He's like, he happened to catch it on TV like right after he avenges them killing his wife, and then took it up to the point where like he gets captured. And for my money, like that's the best portion of the film, because the back half you're sad, dude. You know, not all heroes live. It says it on the DVD cover, and it's just bums you out at the end. But you know, he's a hero. You hate that he gets betrayed, but we'll get into some accuracy of that if he even really did get betrayed. And then, you know, the front half of the movie of like is actually pretty good. The setup when he's a kid and stuff, and his parents. And but Aaron, I mean, if you're watching it, you're looking to save some time. I mean, honestly, dude, for your B-Day, I might get you like some In and Out and just reserve time. Maybe babysit your kid and just say, go crush Braveheart, dude, with some In and Out. And that's really would make me happy. That would be a gift for me. Honestly, on my birthday, that's what I would like from you for a year. In a year, dude. So putting it on the books, it's on the record right now, dude. But dude, Jake.
Speaking of movies, I do have a mystery going on at my house.
What's going on?
I lost my copy of Who Framed Roger Rabbit, and I feel like I let someone borrow it. I've had it for years. I bought it when I was single.
This is what they say.
It's missing.
When you let someone borrow a book, and I mean, DVDs are sort of outsourced, so it doesn't matter, but you let someone borrow something like that, don't expect to see it again.
Yeah.
You know, it's going to be gone. It's just, I hope you didn't lose it. In fact, my dank-ass fiance, who's a legend, always says, whenever Sonny, our dog, does something bad, she goes, he's not bad, he's just drawn that way. Which is gold, dude. So now we always just say that whenever he misbehaves.
Yeah, I was going to show it to my my nephew this weekend, Lucas, the junior guard. And
oh yeah, dude, he's a sea knight, dude. He's out there just saving lives already, dude.
Yeah.
How old is he, dude? He's probably got
12.
Yeah, he's probably saved about 40 lives at this point, dude.
Yeah.
Keeping people out of freaking reefs.
So yeah, I was going to show it to him, and I was like, it's not here, and I don't know where it went.
That's a terrible feeling. It'll show up at some point, dude. Or you have a ghost. Or you have a ghost who likes to watch Roger Rabbit, dude.
Yeah. Well, who could blame him?
Fun fact about me is when I was growing up, I had a race car bed till about freshman year of high school that my feet would stick out of. No wonder I was a virgin forever.
Me too.
Really? You had a race car bed?
Oh, yeah.
Let's go. How long did you have it until?
Till I was about 14 or 15.
Yeah, about same here. That's like freshman year of high school. Dude, I love that. Kindred spirits. And, I had a mural on the wall of my bedroom of Roger Rabbit. Like going in a car of like making a wacky face, like catching air.
Cool.
I think that's what made me love catching fat air as a kid. I'd look at that and I was like, I need to catch air and stuff. Maybe why I loved off-roading at this place called Holy Gyms out in Robinson's Ranch, OC. A lot of great times out there, just pounding energy drinks, talking with the boys, having a good time. Flipping your lid backwards, just letting someone know like we're about to talk serious, Wearing beanies during the winter. Frickin' dank-ass times, just posted up in flannels and dickies. All right, dude. So today we're going to talk about the historical accuracy of Braveheart, and in no way is this diminishing the film. It is. I hold this place in high regards. It's in my, Mount Rushmore of dank-ass movies. Up there with Troy, the Band of Brother box series. Saving Private Ryan. I mean, it's right up there, dude. And I just love this movie. I watch it, 20 minutes of it out of respect every time it's on, no matter what. And probably, I'll sit there and finish the whole deal. I could probably quote it start to finish. One of my favorite characters is Stephen, the wily Irish guy. Stephen's my name. It's my island. I mean, I just love it, dude. Fire, we're going to make spears twice as long as a man. Some men are longer than others. Ha ha. Dude, in an epic movie when like guys make corny jokes and they all laugh because the tension's so high, love that type of humor. Absolutely love that type of humor. So just fired up, dude. Just basic disclaimer there of I'm not diminishing this film in any regard. There are imperfections. Just going to go and look at it through a historical lens rather than a straight up post up and be entertained lens. So frickin' buckle up, dude, and pull down your underwear, even though you shouldn't be wearing any, because you should be listening to this episode in a kilt, and you should be going commando style and freeballing it. Aaron, when's the last time you freeballed? I haven't freeballed in a while, dude.
Oh, yeah, it's been forever.
Yeah, I used to think it was cool to freeball in high school, and then I got skid marks on all my khakis because I went to private school. Not a good call.
Yeah, I know. I would never do that. I would never do that in plain clothes, like, but basketball shorts or something, sure.
Yeah, I free ball it when I go to bed. I sleep in gym shorts. I like to free ball it. And I think it's just fun to let my, dong and nuggets hang out, but honestly, it doesn't come without a price. I would get a very, very, I used to hide my shorts from my mom because I knew that if she washed them, that they would get lost because I have brothers. They try to snag this dank pair of counterculture shorts that I like to wear to be quite a rebel at my private school, even though because we were supposed to wear Westways, but it just didn't have the look that I liked. And I hid them in a drawer, and then, well, needless to say, I don't want to get too crude on here, but they needed to be washed. Anyway, dude, let's keep cruising, dude. Braveheart's obviously based in J.D. Lapinsky here underlines, bolds that, dude. It's about this freaking dank-ass Scottish patriot, dude. He becomes a symbol of resistance against the English during the reign of King William I until his execution in 1305. So right there, we have Edward's the Longshanks here, right? But really it was William I, right? Already a little difference there. And, I got to ask yourself, like, why are they making all these changes? Part of it, artistic license and sort of setting up better characters and stuff. But, like, they're kind of way off on their dates here. That we'll sort of find out. So before the Kingdom of Scotland emerged as an independent sovereign state after the War of Independence, Scotland was governed by premier nobles and bishops known as the Guardians of Scotland. So basically like a hegemon, a feudal state. It'd be lords down there, granted, wealthy dudes, friends of the king who would be, given pretty sick-ass little mini castles and garrisons and go down there and sort of just tax the people. They would be serfs working the land, and basically your life was a bummer if you were a Scotsman, and you didn't want that. You're working your land that your ancestors, worked and where you were born, and then these outside people come with, better technology and infrastructure. And sure, they give you good roads and everything like that, but like at the end of the day, it's like, come on, bro. There's no tax. There's taxation without representation. We know that story over here, am I right? But even to a worse degree. And so here's something. The title of the film is Braveheart, right? And so you would think, who's your protagonist in this movie? William Wallace, the patriot, dude, the defender, dude, right? Braveheart is a badass nickname, but it is actually the nickname given to Robert the Bruce, who is portrayed as a traitor, snake scoundrel in the movie. And his dad would give him advice. He's like, we will condemn the rebellion in the north and support it in the south. We will get more lands. Like his dad's a leper. He's like, we will have more lands. Just talking in the most evil voice. And then Robert the Bruce is like, but Dad, Wallace fights. I want to fight for that. And really does a good job nailing it. But in actuality, and Netflix even came out with a sort of a sequel to Braveheart, even though it's not connected, with my boy Chris Pine, handsome, hot freaking dude. Go check out a movie called Bottle Shock. Do yourself a favor. He's got B-Pit prime level hotness in that movie. He also plays Captain Kirk. He's in Wonder Woman. Check him out. And also saw him getting yogurt one time in Los Feliz, which was tight. Dude was happy. He was taking care of his gut.
Nice.
And getting a nice little sweet treat. My boy Pine. And so in the sequel, he plays Robert the Bruce, continuing the Scottish War of Independence. At the very end, when Mel Gibson, when Brandon Gleeson throws the sword, and he's like, they fought like warrior poets, they fought like Scotsmen. And it's pretty badass narration in those dank ass bagpipes. Bagpipes, for my money, perhaps the most sentimental instrument. Aaron, when I die, which is basically going to be the last rager I throw, I would, probably opt for a sick ass DJ. But honestly, I'd maybe like a sick beat, but with bagpipes going. A little Amazing Grace on bagpipes. Great song for me and my boys to just cruise out to. Because I plan on going out first, maybe, I say catching fat air, but probably not that fat of air, and just kind of tweaking something as I come down and taking a dive on an ATV. Maybe going, cliff jumping in Cabo, hang gliding, parasailing, something like that. Maybe getting bit by a rare poisonous fish while snorkeling. I could see myself going out like that.
Are you Scottish at all?
I'm
ethical?
Irish.
Oh.
My mom's side. That's why I love that Stephen character. But ethnically, no, I'm not Scottish. I should do a 23andMe, maybe. What about you? Are you?
I don't think so. I think I'm all Eastern European.
Yeah, no, I got some English, Irish, Wilson, dude. I got some English, Irish in there for sure, dude. I got some Polish, Italian in there. I think that's about it. Maybe I'll do one of those DNA tests, dude, But anyway, dude, Robert the Bruce was a badass, and he never really betrayed William Wallace. There's those badass scenes where, like, the nobles don't do the flank because they made a secret deal with the the nobles have the cavalry and the horse. They have wealth, so they supply the cavalry when fighting, and then guys that are the farmers just show up with, like, their pitchforks or whatever weapons they can get, and they're the infantry. And the nobles are supposed to come and do the flank, and Wallace organizes that, but they bail on him, and their army gets taken out. And then Wallace goes on this, like, murderous rampage of, like, taking out his betrayers, and perhaps some of the noblemen did, but Bruce was never really behind that. He had Wallace's back in actuality. Also, with the love story, I forget the name of Isabella is the French princess who's married to the character King Edward II, who in the movie is portrayed as a very gay stereotype, but there's actually no evidence. He did have a like right-hand man who would help him, Gaveston, and there was like a quote saying from Edward II saying that, like, Edward felt such love for Gaveston that he entered into a covenant of constancy and bound himself with him before all other mortals with a bond of indissoluble love. So just basically saying, like, he may have been gay, but, like, he wouldn't have been gay in, like, the movie came out in the 90s, so a very different sense, and he's portrayed sort of stereotypically in the movie, and nobody knows what that would have been like. And honestly, like, this is a very religious time, and so maybe he would have been executed or something, so probably would have hit it very, very, very well, I would imagine, would behoove him the best. But that opens up the love story for Isabella with Wallace, who's this, like, beautiful French princess, but then Edward II, they're not having child. And so, and, like, there's a little jab at the end of the movie where Wallace is like, but my seed will continue. And basically, maybe be the next ruler of England or some sort of lord. But in actuality, she would have been like 13 years old. And so it's like, nah, that wouldn't have really matched up.
Oh boy.
Yeah, so it's like, yikes. Would have been, so you got to say that's when you go artistic license, like, good call, filmmakers. They're like, no, we need realism. She needs to be 13. Gibson just has to be into it. It's just what we're going to have to do. It's like nobody wants to see that movie, dude. And maybe someone does. There's something for everyone, but I'll yuck that yum.
Knowing Mel, he was probably like, this isn't a Woody Allen movie.
Yeah,
so
exactly,
I'm
dude.
making her 29.
Yeah, totally, dude. And, dude, what a beast for Gibson starring in and directing this. I mean, that's just badass, dude, right?
Yeah. So
that's just basically sort of a little breakdown in your characters, righting some wrongs there. And my favorite wrong to be written there is that and the thing that I learned the most is that Robert the Bruce is actually Braveheart, and he ended up earning the Scots independence, but we'll learn that it's a fight that's continued. Even his successor had to continue fighting, and wars were always going on for a long, long time. But they remained the sovereign state, dude. It's nothing to say. You don't mess with Scotland, dude. So some historical blunders. The Highlanders would not have worn blue faces or hair adornments. The blue faceplate was worn by Wallace in the film is way off the real Scottish timeline. The Scottish had a tradition of wearing the blue face paint in the 4th and 5th centuries, not the 13th century, which is when Wallace was alive and when the film actually and when this history actually was taking place. So, but I have to say here, it looks fucking badass, dude, and it's cool as hell. So I'm in on it. I mean, just good directorial choice. Also, there's no, like, the Highlanders wearing braids and dreads or fur attachments. It looks cool, but really no evidence of that. Wallace's father, Malcolm, did not die in his childhood. Wallace died in 1291 after being in conflict, Sir Malcolm Wallace, with the English, so he died just in battle. William was a full-on adult rebel at the time his father died, in reality. The Battle of Stirling Bridge, which is, like, the most badass battle in the movie, when it's just super cool. That's the one where they've got the spears and shit. They're really surprised. It's when Wallace goes, I'm gonna go out there and pick a fight, and does it, dude. The nobles come in, they do a great flanking, they take out the archers. They just call it the Battle of Stirling in the film, but it actually took place at a bridge, and strategically what Wallace did do was wait for, like, half of the British forces to cross and then get the other half on the bridge. And it's sort of this, like, pretty long, and you can still go to the bridge today, it's intact, and stone bridge. And the English are coming in like more heavy armor. So the Scots were just kind of hiding in some brush and stuff. And once they got like, basically they pinched them because they had smaller forces, but then they trapped the larger force in a small area. Very good strategically. Murked a lot of the dudes, and dudes are trying to jump off the bridge. They're drowning in armor. Then they're using fire and oil and stuff, so some of that is accurate. And because they lined it previously, so it was a well thought out battle plan. But just for because we're looking at this from a historical lens now, that whole battle is missing a bridge, and it was the Battle of Stirling Bridge. But also, just from a filmmaking standpoint, you have actors in armor around water. You're not going to mess with that, dude. Let's just put them in a field and get badass. There's another sacking of York that takes place when they send Edward the Longshank, like the head of like the magistrate of York. And they never sacked York. They did take down cities of Carlisle after winning at Stirling Bridge, but never York. There was no Uncle Argyle, member of Wallace. That's the actor. I think it's the dude. Who's the actor in what's that? He's a great actor. He's in not Billions, but that movie that everyone loves on HBO, the show everyone loves on HBO right now about the wealthy family, Adam McKay show.
Succession.
Who's the main actor in Succession? The
Brian
dad?
Cox.
It's Brian Cox. That's the uncle.
The first Hannibal Lecter.
Really?
Yeah, in Michael Mann's version, Manhunter, in 1986.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Is that a good movie? I mean, I love Michael Mann.
It's all right. I mean, it's no Silence of the Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs is an all-time good movie, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, too bad it ruined a good song by Q Lazarus, "Goodbye Horses," will forever be creepy.
Ruined?
That's when. I mean, do you think it made that song? That's when he.
I kind of think it did.
That's when he tucks back his dong and gives himself a bush and goes, "I'd fuck me, would you fuck me? I'd fuck me," wearing someone else's skin.
Yeah, I think that made that song. I mean, that guy's, I hope Q Lazarus cashing checks. I sure hope.
He should be. I mean, it's a great song, but then it always, invokes that image for me of a serial killer wearing a woman's skin.
Yeah, Manhunter's okay. It's.
Do you see
it's a lot like Red Dragon in terms of like who the villains are and all the story and the blind girl and all that. So, the guy who plays the killer is really good.
Speaking of serial killer thrillers, sick ass rhyme by me. Are you watching Mare of Easttown on HBO?
We just watched the first episode last night.
Are you in? Are you hooked? Keep watching, dude.
I mean, man, she's hard to like.
Who,
Kate
Winslet?
Character.
Oh yeah. Okay.
She's
Yeah.
I mean, even what she eats, I'm like, I go hard sometimes. I don't go that hard,
dude. She does. Yeah, her nuances are pretty great in this, man. And Kate Winslet brings it, dude. I've really been enjoying it, and I've got a theory of who it is. Can I put it out in the ether right now? Because this is before this episode will come out. I haven't
seen any of it.
Actually, this episode will come out after it airs because it's going to come out on. Here it is. I'm going to say it right now. It's the kid. It's John's kid. It's Lar, who's Mare's best friend. I think it's the kid. And Aaron, when you watch, no, it's just a theory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's not proven, but that's who I think it is.
Yeah.
Okay. And I won't tell you why because then I would be giving you spoilers. But I think it is. All right, back to frickin' Braveheart, dank ass movie, but not a bad tangent to go on. Talking Michael Mann, Heat, thrillers. Sure. I mean, Michael Mann does modern action unbelievably well, dude. Check out Heat, friggin' dank. Anyway, dude, Brian Cox, right? That's his name.
Brian Cox.
Cox.
Sorry, it was Tom Noonan who plays Francis Dollarhide, is the killer in Manhunter.
Beast.
It's great. And William Peterson from CSI is the cop.
It's great to see actors show up like that.
Yeah, it's what's the cop's name? Will something? Yeah.
I didn't see
Will Graham.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the same one from Hannibal and from the TV show and
the character name?
Edward Norton played him in Red Dragon. Yeah.
Beast.
Sorry.
Edward Norton. Okay, here it is, dude. Let me clear this up. I'm so happy you just brought that up.
Hmm?
Edward Norton, for me, everyone knows I've kind of got beef with Adam Driver, and the beef is me. I should just look in the mirror. If this lens was a mirror, I should look and say, Strider, you're the problem. Just let Driver do his thing.
Yeah.
He crushes it at acting. I have unfound jealousy in his role to have both fun comedic roles and also the big blockbuster roles and small art house roles as well. The guy has got range. He's just not for me. And you know who else is that way? Edward Norton. Capital A actor, Edward Norton. Love him. I actually love him a lot in Birdman, but he's not bringing me, and he also did Motherless Brooklyn. Whoops. But
directed that one.
Yeah, whoops.
Yeah.
Great actor, but just not my cup of tea. You know? He's going to bring it. He's going to crush whatever rolls in front of him, devour it, make great choices. Don't love it.
Interesting.
I know. This is just, my taste. I'm sorry. It's just my feelings.
I'm trying to think if I love him in anything, and I don't know.
I know.
He was okay as the Hulk. I mean, I don't...
I'm fine.
I like Death to Smoochie a lot.
I haven't seen it, but I know it's great. He's in that movie like Primal Fear with Richard Gere.
Yeah, that was kind of his breakout.
Yeah.
But I never saw that.
He always plays a role where he has to have like split personalities, Fight Club, Primal Fear, the Hulk.
Spoiler.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert for Fight Club.
Oh yeah, sorry.
If you
haven't seen it, sorry. But I think it's okay if we spoiled that one, dude. All right, dude. Actually, first, before we continue this app, dude, I just want to real quick just revisit how freaking dank Haver Supply Co. is, dude. I mean, it's just, they got the best lids. They got the best freaking shirts, dude. Everything, like I mentioned, is small batch. It's seasonal, dude. Stuff times out. So make sure you cruise out to haversupply.com, dude, and I'll give you the code and stuff in a second. But cruise out to that website, dude. Get your stuff today, dude. I mean, I'm rocking mine. I'm fired up, dude. It just fits so nice and snug. I mean, it makes me look like, honestly, dude, like I've got like... maybe I'd say 8 to 10 pounds of more lean muscle, just the way this shirt fits it. I mean, I whip off this lid when I put this on before and after rounds of golf, because when I'm playing, I got to wear a collared shirt week. It's when I'm going to sip an IPA game with my boys, dude, it's just the best thing to be wearing, dude. I'm fired up on it, dude. And Haver Supply, it's really, it's a lifestyle brand tailored toward the adventure, surfer, wanderer, and the traveler. And honestly, dude, sometimes I'll just go stargazing in this puppy, dude. It keeps me, I'm in SoCal, so, stargazing is generally best done on cold evenings. So I'll cruise out in there and just have these freaking dank ass, high, thread count dank shirts keeping me nice and freaking warm on a freaking cool night, dude. Just freaking chilling, dude. To be honest, I'd say instead of being cold, they keep me straight up chill. And that fires me up. So, yeah, the style is a collision of surf plus mountains with an inspiration for the outdoor living, dude. I'm fired up on it, dude. I'm wearing it all the time, dude. If I can't wait to get back out to an outdoor concert where I can just rock this thing, dude. I've got a healthy, typically I want to go tank top, dude, but to be honest, dude, I've got a pretty wicked, valet tan. And I think this really protects me from really showing that to people, and will really protect my insecurities while also putting out a freaking dank ass look. So do the same for yourself by cruising out to get 20% off your order with code DANK at checkout. Go to haversupply.com and enter code DANK at checkout for 20% off. That's haversupply.com, code DANK for 20% off at checkout. Treat yourself, dude. So speaking of clothing, let's talk about the Army's uniforms. The British soldiers would not have had matching uniforms. Now, for filmmaking purposes and viewing purposes, you kind of have to have that orange that they wear with the lions and stuff on there. In reality, typically you would be able to afford armor that you would sort of suit yourself. Knights would be decked out with their heavy armor from the blacksmiths, but basically it'd be an amalgamation of different colors and whatever you'd wear that's functional. Various steel and leather being worn rather than like a certain color. And then also, this is the biggest thing to note, we already mentioned the blue face paint was of the wrong time period, but a kilt is something that didn't really take and start to be worn, a kilt in Scotland. This didn't happen until the 17th century, so 300 years after Braveheart takes place.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's a big one.
That's huge, right? So these guys would not have been wearing kilts, and there's the famous scene which is my favorite scene, when they all flash their dinks at the British archers and just say, "Come and get me, we're badasses." And it's cool to see a lot of that much dong being flashed at once. Probably one of the most stoke-inducing frames in any film, and sadly will get cut out when you watch on TNT or AMC. Really the only flaw of when it's on television and worthwhile watching on a streaming, or if you have a Blu-ray player, if you're a grandpa. And So yeah, that was huge, right? No kills.
That means Highlander's wrong too? Wow.
Yeah, total wrong time period.
Wow.
Also, another historical blunder here is Wallace's famous death scene. He's tortured. He's disemboweled. He's castrated. He's stretched along a wheel. But in real life, he was dragged behind horses for about 5 miles. He was hung, stretched, disemboweled. His heart and lungs and organs were torn out, then finally beheaded and quartered. The reason they would quarter you after the death is to send his body parts to different areas. One was, I don't believe they actually sent it to the four corners of the British Empire or Scotland, like it says. I think they just put his head on a stake in the London Bridge. So very, very brutal. Very difficult to watch. Like I mentioned, when I like to watch this movie is about after when he honors his avenges his wife's death up to about the point where he's betrayed erroneously historically, as we just found out. Is probably my favorite moments of the film because the torture scene it's a lot, and it wasn't even as bad as it was in real life. And we know Mel Gibson is sort of a sadomasochist. Yeah. In his filmmaking. I've never seen The Passion of the Christ. Have you?
Oh yeah, I saw it in theaters.
Jim Caviezel's energy, for my money, I mean, must be probably the worst one-on-one hang I could ever imagine would be Caviezel. If Caviezel hits me up, hey man, let's just chill. Yeah. I don't know if I'm hanging out.
I mean, if you want to talk QAnon, I guess you could call Jim Caviezel. But
he's a QAnon guy?
Apparently that's, the most recent public appearance. Yeah.
I love World War II movies, and, Terrence Malick, he's a beast, he's a genius, but Thin Red Line, it's one of those that I really won't rewatch.
Snooze fest.
Big
you should
time.
not fall asleep at a war film.
No, huge cast, Guadalcanal,
amazing
unbelievable, huge budget, and it's like there's a ton of action going on, and then like Terrence Malick pans over and like zooms in on an alligator blinking an eye, and you're like, what is going on, dude?
Terrible.
Yeah, dude.
That was like the same year as Saving Private Ryan came out.
Yeah, bro.
No.
Saving Private Ryan is one of the best, dude. I remember being mad that Shakespeare in Love won Best Picture and not Saving Private Ryan, even though I love Shakespeare in Love.
It's a historical blunder for sure. I mean, it's inexcusable.
Yeah, terrible, dude. So just a little bit about the real William Wallace here. He was born in 1270, approximately near Paisley, Scotland, and died on August 23rd, 1305, of course, in London, England. Probably the Tower of London was where he was probably tortured and executed. He never swore allegiance to England, even when death was upon him. I mean, that's the famous scene, which you probably heard, where like the guy's like, "The prisoner wishes to speak," and the whole crowd listens. And you think he's going to say like, oh man, he wants him to say mercy, or he wants him to say like something about like, he just wants him to say one word, and he goes, freedom. And it's just awesome, dude. Freaking badass, dude. He earned the title of knighthood in 1297, played a significant role in the Battle of Falkirk and the Battle of Stirling Bridge, which we mentioned. Wallace is remembered for leading the Scottish resistance, but many of the popular legend stories about Wallace are not supported by documentary evidence, dude. A lot of it's folk story and myth. They sort of reference this. A lot of the William Wallace stories are in the myth is dated back to this dude called Harry the Minstrel or Harry the Blind from the 15th century. And we mentioned Wallace was alive in the 13th century, so about 200 years later, plenty of time for bastardization of truth, but also glorification. And
I think people just like to say William Wallace in that accent.
William Wallace. I mean, yeah, dude, it's freaking so much fun, dude. Yeah. Is it inappropriate for me to do a Scottish accent?
Nah.
Even though I'm not really Scottish. I mean, I'm Anglo, dude. These are all Anglos, right? I mean, is it an issue?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. If some Scottish dude is mad, he'll probably beat my ass.
Yeah.
He's probably badass.
Yeah.
So Jacob now goes into a little bit more of the historical detail of the War for Independence, early resistance, the Battle of Stirling Bridge. The resistance began around 1296 when King Egbert I of England imprisoned the Scottish King John de Balliol and laid claim to the land. So he goes, your king is illegitimate. And that actually makes me happy that They did have it right. Edward the First was the king. I think earlier I was incorrect when I said that King Charles, that was like, I think, a Scottish king. So my freaking bad, guys. We do have Edward the First, known as the Longshanks. But the dates were a little bit off from when the movie took place. When you look at the opening sequence, 1296. We see Wallace first documented in May 1297 when he and a band of some 30 men burned Lanark and killed the English sheriff. That's a true scene. That's the scene where I'd like to pick up the film when he avenges his wife's death. He joins forces with Sir William Douglas, the Hardy. Great name. I wonder if this guy got fat boners is what makes me think of if, the Hardy, this guy was just rocking hard-ons, dude, and fat hog, dude. Maybe that's where he got this inspiration for the spears later in the film. They drove out English justiciar, and a justiciar is an early medieval judicial official of the king. Kind of mentioned those in the beginning. Basically, the person who upheld the English law down there at the garrisons. So yeah, dude, they're badasses there. They lay siege to Dundee. They freaking post up at that's like another garrison. They're hunting Wallace, dude. John de Warenne, Earl of Surrey, great freaking title, failed to bring Wallace to terms outside Stirling, right? That's the Battle of Stirling Bridge on the morning of September 11th, 1297, right?
Never forget.
Yeah, dang straight. Let's see, we already went over that battle, so we'll just skip it. So they have another victory at the Battle of Falkirk. Basically, Edward himself is now doing this. Like, so they do actually like sort of shame the English Northern Army by defeating it. And so then now King Edward is like, we need to really go down there. Edward is like, I myself am going to go take care of this. That's actually historically accurate. They end up having a victory. Wallace is now captured by Glasgow, and it was actually some treachery into information leading the frickin' justiciar to go and find him. He was arrested near Glasgow by Sir John Menteith, and according to two earlier chronicles, by, quote, treachery. So he was given up by some people that maybe he trusted, very unchill, but probably not Braveheart, a.k.a. our boy Robert the Bruce. On August 23rd, 1305, Wallace was conveyed to Westminster Hall, where he was indicted and condemned to death. There was no trial because he was declared a traitor to the king. So it gives you no trial, even though he was an English subject by law, but he's just declared traitor, so you get freaking later, dude. Wallace denied the charge as to he never swore allegiance to the king. There you go. So how could he have been a traitor? The same day, Wallace was drawn behind horses for 5 miles. We went over this a little bit. Very gruesome. Yeah, dude. And then, we have this Robert the Bruce continues the Scottish War of Independence, King Robert I, after he supplied necessities to mobilize and nationalize the resistance. He excelled as a statesman, leader, and he would, have sort of guerrilla tactics, harrying tactics of war. And his aggressive tactics were what earned him the name of Braveheart. In 1328, Robert secured from England, through the Treaty of Northampton, which recognized Scotland's independence. So he won. And then Robert dies in 1329, and typical of medieval standards, JD says here, of kingship and treaties, his successor was still left to struggle and fight for independence, even though there was a treaty signed in the Anglo-Scottish Wars. So that's it right there, dude. There's your freaking basic rundown of one of the dankest movies of all time, dude. And I mean, Aaron, I'm sorry I gave you some spoilers, but bro, it's still a great watch. High entertainment value, very violent, a lot of blood. So, don't watch it with the kid, but I think you're really, really going to enjoy it, dude. Shout out to JD for crushing it on the research, dude, and just bringing the freaking facts, dude.
I mean, we're watching Outlander, which is about Scotland, and
yes,
the second war for independence.
Yes, dude.
And the kid's there, kind of in the back. Not watching, obviously, but she's there.
Yeah, and she won't remember, dude, She's chilling, dude. Although they have sponge brains, dude. I don't know. Maybe she will, dude. Maybe she'll learn how to wield a broadsword. That'd be tight, dude. Maybe she'll learn how to stick up for what she believes in, even when tyranny. You know, she'll learn to stand against tyranny. Sort of like I had to do in my fantasy league, dude. But we won't get into that today, dude. But we will get into a few questions before we bone out, dude. Friggin' what up, Strider? My name is Gabe Buds, and I've been loving listening to the pod, bro. You cover all fire topics and cover them in perfect amount of detail mixed with some hilarious rants. Dude, thank you very much, dude. Also, Aaron rips it up on the sticks. Fire job, Aaron. Fire job is what he said, dude. Beast, dude. I'm already loving the freaking vibes I'm getting from freaking Gabe here, dude. Sounds like we'd be buds, dude. What up, dude? I'm currently posted up in my office on the day before leaving for vacation to see my absolute bros in Colorado. It's going to be a dank trip. We're meeting in Denver and sending it out to the Crested Butte for some camping. Don't know it. Mountain biking, hiking, just some straight old school, kicking back and chilling, dude, just like the prophecy foretold. My first question to you is, what's a good topic to debate / contemplate with my bros around the campfire over a few brewskis? Oh, dude, it's a great question.
Whether or not you like Edward Norton.
Yeah. Talk Norton. I mean, talk aliens. You're going to be looking up at those stars.
It's true.
You bros think aliens are out there? What type of form do you think they'd take? Well, it probably depends on the physics of their planet, right? What type of planet? Do you think they'd have fat dongs? Would they even have dongs? Can they mate for pleasure? Do they have any vices? You know? What if aliens just
Reese's
came down?
Pieces.
What's that?
Reese's Pieces, are there vices?
Oh, yeah.
Like E.T.?
Yeah, I think absolutely. I think you got to do that. You got to talk memories, dude. But he wants to debate stuff. I mean, you know, guys, everyone pulls their shirt off, arm wrestle, see who's the strongest, settle the debate right then and there. I mean, I think that's a fire call, you know, for sitting around the campfire. Of course, then ghosts. Do we believe in revenants? Do you know? Do you think there's one here? Then you can also tell them a scary story about, you know, whatever area you are in. Sounds like you're in Crested Butte. I'm probably saying that wrong. Make up something called the Butte Man. Tell them whatever part of your body's outside the sleeping bag, he cuts it off in the middle of the night, unless you say Butte Man 3 times and pay homage and see if any of your boys do that, and then rip them on it the next day. But yeah, I'm fired up about talking aliens, dude. Maybe you have, maybe you're not smoking because it's the outdoors, but you're sipping on a nice little bottle, dude, and you guys are enjoying each other's company, dude, and just having freaking dank ass eye contact, listening to each other's feelings, dude, and just honestly, dude, I would talk about what's the best love making position, you know?
Sure.
That's always great because there's no right or wrong answer, and that's fun. It's sort of art, and so it's always fun to debate art. I would bring up some sort of art and debate that, you know?
I mean, I think you've seen the mileage that we get out of debating where the best burger is.
Yes. Eats. Always good to talk about eats, even though it's no debate. In-N-Out is far and away better than Five Guys. All right, dude, let's do one more and then bone out of here, dude. Strider, my brother and beast of life and relationship guru for eternity, dude. Too kind, dude. Let's see. First, I hope you're doing well. I'm currently struggling with this is a personal dilemma I'm currently struggling with. Okay. My name is George, and I'm an avid history lover. I majored in history at Sawney. Wrote my thesis on the Fourth Crusade. Beast, dude. Might be a good topic for History is Dank. Sounds good, dude. In any case, I love the pod. Been following you for years, dude. You're a beast, dude. Let's see. Talking about Dank, glad I want to go through some of this. I was wondering if you could shed some light on this debacle. Types of gladiators. I was astounded by the genuine response. Got fired up. Essentially, I've been out of college for 2 years doing the insurance thing. Very fun and easy to learn. I dated a girl that is 2 years younger than me, and unfortunately, I'm still hung up on her ever since we broke up right when I got a job. Do you have any advice for people who struggle to move on? I feel like there's a stigma about this issue, and I feel like you could shine light on it for not only myself, but other stokers out there who may feel the same way. All right, dude. George, you're a beast, dude. Fired up on you getting a degree, getting a job, dude, getting stuff done. I love that, dude. You're taking care of you, dude, taking care of the rocks. And then look, you want to have your rock, you know, your freaking dank ass GF, dude. I get it, dude. But look, you guys broke up. Now you're moving on. Broke up for seems like a normal reason. You got a job, maybe in a different place or whatever, and maybe she grew. And look, sometimes people grow apart, sometimes they grow closer together. That's okay, dude. Advice for moving on, I mean, You know, I would always say kick it with a squad, dude. It's just, you know, sort of cliche. We always say it at this point. I think lifting weights is never going to hurt you unless you do in proper form. So start light, learn the form, and then get heavier. Other than that, dude, I'm like, dude, you know, go crush some dank-ass movies like Braveheart. Inspire yourself to be a beast, dude. Don't, you know, feel your full feeling, right? There's nothing wrong with feelings. It's how you act upon those feelings where something can be of issue, dude. You know what I mean? If you start posting up having too many solo freaking brews, you know, or, you know, you start just parking in the middle of an abandoned lot and just thinking for too long. For a little bit, that's tight, but, you know, don't want to think out there for too long, you know? I think you got to just get active, dude. Get out there. Start, you know, by moving on is just action, dude. And I think it's one of those things where it's not like, okay, I'm moving on now. It's just something that slowly comes about by you making choices to go and hit the gym, meet up with some friends, cruise. Now that COVID, you know, I mean, hopefully we're coming out of it. I don't know about these variations, but like getting vaxxed up and cruising out to that barbecue kickback, dude. Meeting someone else, being open to new convos, dude. Setting yourself up to fail. You know what I would do? I'd say this, dude. If you're a strict guy and you want some rules like that, fail 3 times a day by talking to, I don't know if the answer is a new lady. I think probably that's going to be a big part of the pie here is moving on with and finding a new dank GF. So strike out a few times, dude. Feel that, dude. Give yourself something else, something new to just go, damn, I really messed up that joke. That sucks, but guess what, dude? You're still alive. It's like, dude, doing stand-up. You bomb? I bombed plenty of times. Guess what? It's still fine. I can still go out and crush the next night. It's fine. Or bomb again. Just keep going and learn. For failure, dude, you know what a great word for it is, dude? Experience, dude. I'm fired up on that. So get out there and do it. Take some swings, dude. And then swing those bells over your head, too, dude. And then watch Braveheart with the boys. Honestly, dude, watch Braveheart with the boys. Aaron, dude, what do you got, dude? Moving on.
I mean, I think there's got to be something that maybe you didn't do because she wasn't so into it, or place you didn't go because of whatever. Go do that, whatever that is. You know, when I broke up with my last ex, I missed the Cardinals were in town, and I missed it because of her, because I wanted to go with her, and she couldn't get her shit together, so we didn't go. So I went to the playoff game that they had here at Dodger Stadium. We beat Kershaw. You know, it's a great thing. But you got to do that. And then secondly, I can't recommend it enough to adults. Join a rec league sport. I mean, it's something that's fun. You meet a lot of new people. You might meet your new dank GF, or you might not. But you'll have fun. You'll make some new friends, and you get active.
I love that.
And how can you sit and dwell if you're active, if you're out and active?
I love that too. That's a nice, healthy way. If you want an unhealthy way, here's what you do. Go back to every place you ever went on a date and do 10 push-ups there and conquer the spot.
That's not, I mean, mentally maybe not healthy, but physically healthy.
Physically healthy, you're getting jacked. And I'm all for getting jacked. And I'm jacked up on Braveheart, jacked up on this ep, jacked up on frickin' JD Lapinsky's research, jacked up on Aaron on the sticks, dude. Fired up, dude. Kind of a fun new ep of like historical accuracy of a film. Maybe we'll do a few more of these. Let us know if you liked them. Questions, comments, suggestions, StriderWilsonShreds@gmail.com. Leave a review. Those are always freaking dank as hell and help out and get the pod up there and get more people listening and create a dank-ass community of people who are history buffs. And I'd like to put a new term into history buff where we're actually all of us get yoked. I think that'd be tight. So let's make that a thing. And all right, dude. Other than that, freaking stay stoked and freaking fired for spending some time together next week, dude. I'm late, dude.